everybody. We are making something somewhat healthy today. A vegetarian dish. I didn't know you ate those things on Red Hat Nation. Once in a while we do. We've had a lot of meat on Red Hat Nation, and it's time to introduce some veggies and some healthy cooking. So today we're doing barbecue, pineapple, and vegetable flatbreads. So we've got our flatbreads here. You can buy these in the grocery store, in the dairy section, cheese area, that usually in one of those aisles. But flatbreads, diced pineapple, some barbecue sauce. Still gonna do an episode on barbecue sauce. Some red wine vinegar, the pineapple juice, and I've got some shallots, cilantro, mozzarella, Monterey Jack cheese, and a poblano pepper, one of my favorite peppers. Let's get cooking. There's a little bit of cooking, a lot of dicing, and there's actually a little bit of pickling that goes on in this episode. Hang tight, Red Hat Nation. We'll get going. I love working with shallots. They're in the onion aisle in the produce section. Have a great smell to them. A lot of aroma in the house when you start cooking them. So I'm using 2 shallots, and I've separated them into 4 little chunks. I'm going to use a quarter of this, and we're going to pickle it. We're just chopping it up finely. Remember to always use a sharp knife. And how do you pickle something like this? Does it have to sit in your cupboard or your cabinet or in your garage or basement for months? No, it takes about 10 minutes. Glass bowl. Take those shallots, dump them in. A couple splashes of this red wine vinegar. Your pineapple juice. Couple shakes of salt. Maybe more than a couple. And stir it up a little bit. Set that aside, just a few minutes. That'll pickle up nice. Let me get cleaned up here. Okay, these remaining shallots that I have, I'm just slicing up thin, and I'm going to fry them in a pan with a little oil. I'm using extra virgin olive oil. You can really use whatever oil you want. I wouldn't add any butter though to the pan for this one. Just use oil. Now those shallots are going to cook down for a while, and in order to stop them from sticking to the pan, you may want to do a few splashes of water every once in a while. Now, this is a poblano pepper I'm slicing up. It's got a little heat to it, but it's not like a jalapeno pepper or a habanero pepper. But it's also not like a traditional green bell pepper either. Okay, I've got my peppers all sliced up. Got them in a Pyrex bowl. Gonna mix in some olive oil, salt and pepper, let those sit for a couple minutes. Get our cilantro chopped up. All right, we're using 2 different kinds of cheese. We've got a Monterey Jack that's shredded up. And now I've got this mozzarella. If you can get mozzarella like this in your grocery store, get it. It's worth the extra couple bucks. Just a lot fresher taste. I'm just gonna dice this mozzarella up into small pieces. The shallots are still cooking up. I'm gonna dump in the rest of our the diced pineapple that I have here. That goes in the pan now with the shallots. You'll see our pineapple getting nice and brown on the bottom of that pan with those shallots. Now we're going to take the rest of the vinegar, dump it in there, put it back in over the heat for about 3 minutes, then shut the heat off, salt and pepper, let it sit for a few minutes. You're probably wondering, hey, where's the sheet pan? Here's a little trick. When you're making flatbreads or pizzas like this, if you're using a pan, once your oven gets heated a little bit, right before it gets preheated the whole way, stick your pan in there and let it sit in there for about 10 minutes. Then when you take it out, you're not putting your flatbread on an ice cold pan. It'll already be warm for you. It'll help to crisp up these edges really good. Let's assemble these flatbread pizzas. We have our foil lined pan. It's been in the oven, it's really hot. Had to use an oven mitt. Got your flatbreads. I'm gonna flip it upside down on the pan. Take our olive oil spray, spray a little bit on the bottom, flip it over, and a little bit on top. All right, let's assemble. So we'll start off. Let's start off with the pineapple and shallots that we've been sauteing. Let's drop those around the flatbreads. You're probably thinking all kinds of things that you could put on a flatbread, and you're right. Instead of pineapple, what else could you use? Pears? Yeah, pears would be good. Maybe some pears and fig. That would be tasty. If you wanted to go all vegetable, you could do some broccoli and some tomatoes. If you didn't want to use shallots, you could always use a red onion or a Vidalia onion. Spread those around. Now we're going to take our Monterey Jack cheese and just sprinkle a little bit around. You could use any type of cheese you want. Monterey Jack, cheddar, mozzarella. Well, I'm using this mozzarella here. You can do without the shredded if you don't want it, but it just adds a little of something, a little extra taste in there. Just drop these mozzarella chunks around the top. And now our poblano peppers. I like to get in there with my hands. Get them all nice and mixed up. Oh, they have a good smell to them. And I like to just spread them around. Now, what we do now is we spread that barbecue sauce. We drizzle that barbecue sauce all over the top. Some people could put it on first. That's fine too. Let me wipe my hands off. Yeah, if you wanted to, you could spread this barbecue sauce on first like you do like a red sauce for a regular pizza. That's fine. I just like drizzling it over the top. I think it spreads out a little bit better. I'm just drizzling this barbecue sauce around, up and down. Remember, this is a flatbread pizza, or just flatbread. So if you get these at a restaurant, they don't always come out looking perfect. Sometimes they're misshapen or they're charred on one side. Stick this in the oven for, I don't know, 12 minutes. I'd keep an eye on it though. I'd take a peek at it at about 6 minutes, see how it's doing. And when it comes out, we're gonna drop those pickled shallots over here. We're gonna drop those on top and the diced cilantro we're gonna put that cilantro on about halfway through. So here we go. These flatbreads have been in there for about 6 minutes. I'm gonna take our cilantro, just sprinkle it over the top. I like that cilantro to get melted right into that cheese. And remember, those stems, you won't even taste those. Well, you'll taste them, but you won't feel them in your teeth. Put them back in, we'll be back in 6 minutes. The moment we've been waiting for. The flatbreads have come out of the oven. I've already put some pickled shallots on one of the flatbreads. I just use my fingers, I think it's easier. You just kind of drop your pickled shallots over the top. And you can just get rid of this juice. Wipe your hands off, although they smell good. Pickled shallots, pineapple juice, that's good stuff. Be careful taking these off the pan and putting them on the cutting board. You don't want all that good hard work that you've put in end up falling on your kitchen floor. Just grab it with 2 hands and a spatula. And right there, foil lined baking sheet. Easy peasy cleanup. My dogs came over, they want to say hi. Come here. Come on. This is Jax. I won't get him near the flatbread. He's a floppy-eared French bulldog. He's 2 years older than Gus. They're half brothers. They have the same mother. This is Jax. He likes to cuddle. Wash our hands, let that rest, then we'll eat. So we've cut our flatbread with a knife. I've got a bunch of pizza cutters, but I think a really sharp knife works better for flatbreads of this size because it's a little thick and it has a lot of toppings. Sometimes when you're rolling that pizza cutter, it can push all your toppings to one end. So I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Let me put it up here really close. Nice golden brown, a little bit of char, bottom cooked perfectly. I can't wait to eat. I'm gonna holler into Laura, let her know that this snack is ready. Remember, this is not a meal. This is just an afternoon snack. Could be a meal. But here at Red Hat Nation, this is what I like to call pre-dinner or post-lunch. See you in a minute. Okay, here we are. You might be saying, hey, why is it snowing out there in a blizzard? Who knows? Right? She didn't want to talk. She said no talking. She said no, nothing. So, all right, Laura didn't want to be on the film. She didn't want to be on Red Hat Nation this week. So I'm going to sit here in the day before Mother's Day. And I'm going to eat. Let's just get to it and eat. It's May 9th, and there's a blizzard outside in Malone, New York. We live in paradise. So I'm ready to eat. I made a snack for Laura here too, a pre-dinner snack. So we're going to enjoy this meal. Laura, Carson's coming home after work. We'll have dinner then. So hope you enjoyed the vegetarian option for Red Hat Nation. This is Jerry Griffin, pre-Mother's Day dinner, day before. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
There, she said something. Bye.
I can smell it in the living room. Oh, I can taste the cilantro.